Hey everyone, welcome back to the Hood Table. One more again, it's your girl Tanya with the Hood Table, and we are back again with some local news. It is happening, something going on here locally in Omaha, Nebraska. So if you are not from this area, you might not be familiar with the story that's been going on. But the other day, there was something that hit the news that a lot of the community is concerned about, and it happens to deal with some of these low income housing towers, these sky risers around the city. And KETV did a story on it the other day, and I wanted to bring it to your attention because we got people again who live there, family members who live there, and it seemed like nothing is being done for these residents in these towers. And specifically, the main one we're going to be discussing today is the Underwood Towers, but there's so many. There's Underwood, there's Jackson, there's the South Towers, there's Evans Towers. And so I'm going to play this video real quick, and then I'm going to bring somebody on who's going to be starting a petition for that. And I did also speak to one of our people who live here, one of our local one of our community leaders who lives here named Sherman Wells. Y'all know Sherman Wells if y'all from the community and y'all don't see him before on my show. But yes, I'm going to be getting with him as well, and we're going to, get together to see how we can help out with this situation. But let me play this video real quick from KETV so you guys locally can know what's going on.
Omaha's the largest provider of affordable housing is the same place that tenants allege is riddled with mold, rats, and bed bugs, especially at Underwood Tower, primarily housing the elderly. Months have gone by, and they tell KETV investigates the problem has only multiplied. So who steps in to handle the complaints? As KETV Newswatch 7's Kaylee Cersei uncovered, the Omaha Housing Authority has the final say.
5 years of agony in the place Henry Lee has to call home. Crouching over his walker, he enters Underwood Tower faced with his daily reality.
They have a infestation of bedbugs, roaches, and rats.
KETV investigates found mattresses lining the halls saturated with bed bugs. The laundry room spotted with blood stains from the floor to machines packed with dead bugs.
They've been biting him for years. You go to the washroom to wash his clothes, you come back with bed bugs on you. So you go get rid of a problem, you bring the problem back with you.
His son, Hassani Lee, is his live-in caretaker. He says when he goes to sleep, he wakes up covered in welts.
The bed bugs are really bad. Not only with him and his situation, you got other tenants that are sitting downstairs all day long because they're afraid to go to their room.
Hassani says pair that with mold in the bathroom, poor ventilation, and heat that barely works. Complaints he's taken to Omaha Housing Authority.
When you put a work order in, they don't come out and do the work order.
He and other residents turn to the city for help, filing complaints with code enforcement, similar to ones here dating back to 2020. Or more recently in December, a city inspector citing severe heating issues at an apartment in Underwood Tower and unsanitary surfaces in the bathroom, finding OHA in violation. KETV investigates asked who is responsible for complaints. Superintendent Anna Besboinazi with the planning department responded saying, quote, OHA has inspectors on staff to inspect their properties. I do not know what standards they enforce. But according to the planning department's website, the city enforces Chapter 48, an ordinance that ensures landlords meet the minimum requirements for heating, sanitation, and other hazards.
All city ordinances, all state laws governing landlords also govern us.
Those same concerns flooding into the Douglas County Health Department. A spokesperson saying we are aware of the concerns and DCHD is working with local and federal officials to address the concerns of the residents. So we took those same complaints to CEO of Omaha Housing Authority, Joni Poor.
What do you have to say to tenants or others on the outside looking in, saying that maybe OHA is not rectifying these issues? They're not doing what they're supposed to.
What we need to be doing consistently is addressing issues and problems and working side by side with our tenants and doing so in a timely, prompt manner to help them address issues in every single way that we can. It is not an excuse that you live in a public housing unit and therefore it should just be this way. That is unacceptable.
POR oversees 28 units that provide affordable housing, including Underwood Tower.
So that is public housing, voucher housing.
She says OHA is considered a political subdivision of Omaha, an independent organization that receives its funding through the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, known as HUD.
Public housing authorities have a couple of different sources of funds to help to operate and then to maintain and improve facilities. So we receive operating funds for public housing, and then we also receive capital funds.
A budget of $86 million in 2023 designates nearly $16 million in maintenance expenses. A closer look shows almost $200,000 going to HVAC systems, but less than $3,000 dedicated to pest control.
We have procedures for regularly going to every single property and providing pest control services, whether there's a complaint or not.
POR says a lot of money has gone to updating community rooms and outdoor spaces at their larger apartment units and replacing the plumbing, doors, and windows. But tenants say the bugs, mold, and rats continue to multiply.
There is never a time when a complaint comes in to my office that I am not asking that it's being followed up upon. Those, whether it's me following up on it directly or me getting that out to the most appropriate department and making sure that we know what's truly happening and working toward a resolution.
They have a motto going. They say that they about leadership and standing up and empowering the people, but they're not empowered. They're afraid.
Kaylee Searcy, KETV, Newswatch 7.
Okay, y'all. So y'all heard pretty much what's been going on here locally in my city, Omaha, Nebraska. Shout out to the people watching and tuning in today. Diana Brooklyn from Brooklyn. What's up, Rico? And you guys are saying, yeah, they should sue OSHA, yeah, and sue the housing authority, yep, and sue the state. And I absolutely agree. Sue the city. I absolutely agree. There's a lot of people in our community that is aware of this going on. It's been going on for a while, but the community is just getting fed up with it. As you saw, man, did you see the hallways? Like in the hallways where they have like advertising, people posting stuff on there, you know, for the community, you know, they got the bugs just crawling down the wall when you walk in the building. They're just not even in the apartments. They're outside of the apartments. They're in the hallways. They're on the floors. They're on the ceilings. They're everywhere. So yes, some community leaders are getting together to see if we can help those people, help, you know, push this issue with the city and with the OHA, Omaha Housing Authority. And I just spoke with one of our community leaders earlier, and I'll get back with him because we are going to get with some people who live there, maybe go through there and talk to them and interview them about this situation, because this is an ongoing problem. It just didn't start. Last year, they had another tower on the news because of this. And what it is like these tall towers, they kind of, you know, might remind you of like, you know, the tall towers in like New York or, you know, Philly, somewhere like that, Chicago, you know, Cabrini Green. It's like a lot of towers throughout our city, and therefore the people who are on low income. And as you can see, they're not really taking care of those properties, you know, as they should be. So I have somebody on the phone here. They're just going to be speaking from the phone. So I'm going to put them on speaker, but they're going to be going down there and starting a petition and see if they can get residents down there to sign. And, you know, because we really trying to get the city to take control of this situation, because it's been going on for years. And it's just gotten to the point where people, like they said, they stay downstairs in the lobby because they don't even want to go to their rooms because of the bugs. And then you saw the laundry rooms all around the washers, the dryer. It's just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bed bugs. So even if you was going downstairs to wash your clothes to get rid of the bugs, or put them in a dryer, which is one way to get rid of the bugs, you know, because they die in high heat. Is like when is that many residents in a tower that have bed bugs washing their laundry, it's like, how do you get rid of the bugs? So anyway, I got somebody on the phone who's going to speak to us, and she's going to talk about the petition and what she knows has been going on down at the towers. So go ahead, Tiff.
Yes.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. Thank you for joining us today and taking time out your day. I know it's a busy time of the day, kids just getting out of school and whatnot. So thank you. I appreciate you for joining us today. Now, could you give us a little information on what you know that's going on down there? I know we both know people who live there, and we both been knowing about this problem for some time. So go ahead.
Well, excuse me. Well, dealing with the bed bugs has been going on for years. I have an auntie and an uncle also that stays in the Evans Towers. And then back about 3 or 4 years ago, I had a cousin that stayed in the towers called the Jackson Towers. And they had bed bugs. And another problem that they have is no one is doing anything about it. I have an aunt that's been bitten by the bed bugs. She has bite marks all over her body. And they turn into sores because she keeps scratching. At this time, she's 60. I think my auntie's around about 65, 60, probably a little older than that. She's probably in her 70s. She's been dealing with the bed bugs. She's been eating up. They moved her from one unit to another unit and thinking that was going to solve the problem, but it has not. And then it caused family relationships because we want them to be part of the family and come to gatherings, but we're scared that we'll get the bed bugs into our homes. And so they have been speaking out to the people at OHA. I have talked to some people at OHA and talked to them about the bed bugs, the mice, the mold, not even bed bugs, they got roaches. It's a lot going on in them towers.
Yeah, it sounds like they've been living. I mean, I know this personal because, you know, me and you, we know each other, and we both have family members and friends that live down there. So, and you're right about that because, I mean, it's just like if you know somebody who got bed bugs in their own house, just a single one family house, and you're like, okay, I don't know if I want to invite them over. I'm sure not going to their house, but you don't want them to feel like an outcast of the family, you know? And it makes it really difficult around the holidays because you know those things travel. And just like the man said in the video, you go in and you come out with bed bugs on you, even if you're just visiting your family.
And I personally, with my cousin, he lived in the Jackson Towers. He brought him to my home, and then I had to take and throw away everything out of my home. So I don't want to be leaving my family out, but it's like once you get bed bugs, it's hard to get them out of your home. And when I go visit my aunt, I have her come outside, even though she's on a walker and she's have a cane and everything. I know it sounds hard to say, but I have to have her come out the building because I don't want to go in the building because I don't want to have to risk bringing nothing home to me or my household. So that's how we communicate with them. If we don't talk to them over the phone, they will have to come out of the building to communicate with them. We don't, it's been hard even taking them to the store to do grocery shopping or do anything because they have so many bed bugs in their apartments where you be scared that they gonna fall off their coats, their shoes, or, you know, she had them all over in her hair. She cut her hair down where she had to go bald because they was getting in her hair and making her scratch her scalp a lot. So I am going to go down there Monday, if God will, to speak with my uncle that lives there. And we're going to try to get a petition started in the building so that we can get everybody to sign the petition and say what's wrong with their units. And see if we can get that to the Housing and Authority or the city, because I don't even know, with all of the complaints that they have been getting over the years, I don't know why the city have not stepped in and did anything about none of that.
Right. I agree. It's have been a long time, and I even seen like shows before because you know certain topics you might be taking some interest in, and I'll be on YouTube sometime and I'll be seeing stuff like exterminator shows and you know just watching all type of stuff, and I know that they die in high heat, but to do that you have to literally remove yourself from the home. You have to take all your electronics out. You have to cover up everything. You gotta, and then they heat the place up to what, like 200-300 degrees in order to kill them. And that's like, these towers are, how many apartments you think are in the towers?
Well, there's 12 floors.
12 floors, okay.
There's 12 floors in the Evans Tower. And I believe there's 12 floors. I believe there's 12 floors in each tower.
Yeah, I think so too.
And it starts on my aunt's floor. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Give and take, I want to say is 8 apartments, 8 to 9 apartments on one level, starting from the second floor up to the 12th.
Wow. So that's like 12 floors and like at least 8 apartments maybe. So that's 96 units. So 96 units that is dealing with bed bugs, and that's in each of the towers. And how many towers are here? We got Jackson, we got Underwood, we got Evans. What's the one over in South Omaha?
We have Florence Towers, we have Jackson, we have Florence Towers, we have Jackson, we have Underwood, we have South and North Towers, we have
Evans, we have
the Park Towers, we have the Park South and Park North Towers. We have we have a lot of towers.
It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them.
It's a lot of towers. I want to give and take. We have about a good 10 or less towers here in Omaha that deals with the OHA. And by the way, my son just got on the top of the list to get him a 1-bedroom unit through OHA, and they want to put him in the tower. It's called the Park South Tower. And I had spoken with the man. I said, well, with the news, I said, y'all got the bed bugs, y'all have the rats, the mold, and the roaches and stuff. I'm like, if he don't want that tower, is there someone on the place that he can stay? I said, because I don't want him to live in there, especially when you have health issues. And he told me, the guy told me, he said, well, if he don't take the tower, that they will take him out for housing. He just won't be able to assist with housing. He won't get no place to stay. And I said, well, y'all don't have any more 1-bedrooms anywhere that y'all can give him? Why would he want to take a tower, or why would y'all even want to move him into a tower when y'all know that y'all have these problems? And the guy told me that even though they have their problems, that there's the only 1-bedroom places for people with just their self is in the towers. They, out of all of these apartments that they are building, out of all of these houses that they are building, and y'all mean to tell me y'all only got 1-bedrooms and they only in a tower, so they not building no other apartments with 1-bedrooms or no other houses with 1-bedrooms? Everything is 2 and up. And so I asked him if he can have someone get on his lease to get a 2-bedroom so he wouldn't be in the tower, and they told him no. They said they know what's going on in the towers, but if he want a place to stay, then he's just gonna have to take them towers. And if he don't want to take the towers, then he will be off the waiting list for housing.
That is messed up.
And they said that he can't get no other place. And they building houses and apartments everywhere here. And they mean to tell me that only 1-bedrooms they have is in the towers. And if he goes for a 2-bedroom, they said he would have to be on the bottom of the waiting list for the 2-bedrooms. And he already been waiting for almost a year and a half just to get his 1-bedroom. So you can imagine how long it'll take for him to get 2 bedrooms. And he's disabled, so he's not able to go and get a job and afford a regular apartment or a regular home. So they told him,
and plus he's on disability, so he's on disability, so he cannot, afford to just go out and get a regular normal house. and pay regular rent. So this is what a big problem is like a lot of these people in these towers are disabled.
Yes.
They are disabled and they are on, on low income. They get one check a month and they've been dealing with this for years. And y'all saw in the video, it is horrific.
And it's worse than that on the other towers. Jackson Towers has an interview with people. The Evans Towers have an interview with people. And even with the bite marks, even with all of that that's going on, I feel like it's time for everyone to take a stand. So hopefully Monday I will be able to go down to the Evans Towers and start a petition. I would like for everybody to write, or they can just write down their name and stuff and list what's going on with their apartments, and they can give me the letters or however they decide they want to do it. But I will have to talk to them on the outside of the building, because I don't even like to go into the part where you will have to put the elevator to go up.
Yeah.
Because we was in the lobby a couple of months ago. We was in the lobby thinking that it was safe just being into the lobby area because, it's more room and things, and there was bed bugs in the lobby. So that's what caused me not to go back into the lobby area for me to see my aunt. So like I said, for me to see my aunt or my uncle, I would have to call them downstairs. And even though she's disabled, she cannot get another house because she can't afford it. They want to try to get her in something like assisted living and stuff. And then a lot of people from assisted living don't want to take no one in from the towers because they don't want to have the bed bug problems into their residents. So the thing with assisted living is they want them to throw away everything. They can't bring nothing with them into their unit.
And that is very
true. They will have to throw away everything. Their beds, everything will have to be thrown away. They cannot come to the assisted living programs or to the other housing programs and with nothing but really the clothes on their back. They don't want them to bring anything from the towers because they don't want the situation to end up in their, in their properties.
Yep, and that's absolutely true. I know somebody who works at a nursing home, and when they take in people, I ain't gonna say their name, but when they take in people from the towers, they literally bag their stuff up and they take them to a designated place in the nursing home, and they immediately wash them or everything in steaming hot water, and then they dry them, on high heat. But they do that with everybody who comes from the towers. So yeah, a lot of these nursing homes don't even want them unless they come with basically just the clothes on their back, which is really sad because, a lot of things that people, even us normal people, a lot of things we have in our house are keepsakes. Somebody might have bought something for you, your children, your husband, your wife, and then to tell you got to throw everything away just to live somewhere that's in a livable condition. So yeah, it's really sad. It's really sad, and it's really hard to watch. I know some of y'all in the chat is like, "Oh my God, I'm triggered," and that's crazy that people got to live like this. But it is, it is like that. And also, I was going to say, I saw Rico's comment about, people must be nasty or something like that. I know that. Yeah, that you could get them from that. But most people get bed bugs because somebody brought them to them. Like most people get bed bugs because they went somewhere and it hitchhiked on them. That's how bed bugs arrive. Rich people, famous people, people in mansions, they can get bed bugs. If you go somewhere and there's bed bugs and they hitchhike with you, they go back home with you. And if you don't know it, them things create kids. I mean, I said kids like they create baby bed bugs just like mice and roaches and rats. They like them things get pregnant and they want next thing you know, you got a big problem. You got a huge problem. So it don't matter where you live, what environment you come from, how much money you make. You could get a bed bug. Like literally, hotels, planes. It takes
It
one.
only takes one. It only takes one. And one thing about bedbugs and roaches, once they mate, they mate. And it don't have to be that a person is filthy because my house stay clean. I love my home, and I loved my house when I lived in my home. I keep my house clean, and it's just because my cousin was in the towers. And he'll come over to my house. He came over to my home, and he was bringing the bedbugs from his place over to my home. And when I finally, my kids was like something biting them and everything. I never seen the bedbugs, but I knew something was biting on my kids, and it hurted me that he knew he had them, but he still came to my home. A lot of people have them and come to your home and don't act like there's nothing to it because they don't want to be turned away for coming to your home. Just like a lot of people have roaches, they don't want you to turn them away because they want to be around you, so they want to be around the family, and they don't tell you that they got roaches and bedbugs. So when he came to my house, it hurt me because a lot of my stuff that I just bought for my kids, and being on the fixed income by myself, being disabled, it's nothing nice when you got to throw away your whole house and start all over just because some people want to be inconsiderate on where they go when they know they have things in their homes that can cause problems. So you don't have to be nasty to get bedbugs. I went to the Hilton hotels and they had bedbugs because they got a lot of people that travels in and out from all different kind of places. And they bring bedbugs and roaches. It's like when you go out to eat, you don't know when people come to go out to eat if they got bedbugs or roaches or in their home and they drop a roach or two because it only takes for them to mate one time.
Yeah.
And they spread and they keep spreading and keep spreading and keep spreading. And that's the thing about it. Everybody that has them at the towers, they all in the walls, they all in the vents, they go from one unit to the next unit. We even took my auntie and threw away everything in her building, in her house. We threw away we threw away everything. Moved her into another unit that they claimed they didn't have bedbugs. And Lord behold, she's in that unit and she has bedbugs because the whole building is affected with bedbugs. It don't even need to be bombed. It don't need to be heated. They need to tear them down and build something else because they so infected and they've been infected for years. My son was 3 years old when my cousin brought the bedbugs to our home. And so he's 14 now. So there's been over 11 years, and Jackson Tower still had bedbugs then, and they still have them now. So them bedbugs is all through the towers and the walls and the sockets. They all over the place. Refrigerator sockets. They anywhere that they can get. So if you're there, you can have the cleanest apartment you ever have, but they come through your vent. They come through the wall. They come through the sockets, just like roaches. They everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go all them years from not being treated, and all of them different people have all of them all of them apartments in that tower, and all of them years, and there ain't nothing being treated, and nobody doing nothing about it. It's all over. They don't even need to bomb. They just need to tear them down and get on people a better place to live.
Yeah, I'm with you on that because I don't think if anything can be truly done. I mean, they can bring in them big old heaters, but the thing about it, when you got like 8 units on each floor and you got like 10 floors or 12 floors, that's a lot of units, and they can only go so many rooms. Like you would have to bring in hundreds and hundreds of heaters to do the whole building at one time, to get it done all together and knock it out at one time. So I don't even know if that's possible. And then they would have to get rid of everybody's stuff. So I don't think it's possible, but I do.
I don't think it either. Mm-hmm. I think it's just because the thing about it is, I just think that they building all these new places for people that's moving out of the projects into other homes, giving them places to stay because they want to tear down the projects. They're giving everybody places to stay in these different homes and these different apartment buildings. The same way they doing that, they need to tear them towers down, and people just gonna have to, and they need to get Red Cross or something in or they need to get them people a check where they can go and start all over again in another place and buy them some clothes, buy them furniture or whatever. It's not going to replace like the pictures that they have for their loved ones or things of that sort, because the bed bugs are everywhere.
Yeah, you can't bring
apartment.
pictures, you can't bring
You
books,
know,
you
so
can't
that
bring
you can take the
nothing like
pictures
that.
out of the, that you take the pictures out of the photo album and stuff like that and put them somewhere. I don't know, but they want you to throw away everything.
Yeah,
So
you can't bring the picture frames. Yeah.
They would have to start from bottom up. So they need to just tear them down like they do in the projects and take them people, give them a emergency check and move them into some other apartments, and they're going to have to start all over again. Yeah. Because everybody that's in there can't afford affordable housing. They can't afford a one bedroom. A one bedroom is hitting you about $800-900. That's not even that. And they all is on disability. Everybody in the tower is either on disability or they don't have a job.
Yep, that's true.
So they disability ain't nothing but $943 a month. So $943 a month, and they don't have to pay utilities, but $943 a month. You're not going to get in a one bedroom apartment nowhere in Omaha, nowhere. That's being not $9 something, $8 something, and then you still have to pay the lights, the gas, and all of that stuff that comes along with some apartments. So I just feel like they just need to tear them down and let some people start all over again.
Yeah, they got to do something. They got to do something. And again, I know somebody said, let me go back to, okay, somebody said, so what do we need to do? Well, this is a local issue. So what we're doing is not that the masses can't, you know what I'm saying? This is the hood table. We discuss everything from the hood, our hood, and beyond. The hood to the White House. That's one of our slogans. So this is a topic that needs to be spoken on because, again, this has been happening for years and the community is getting tired of it. And they're tired of calling the news. They're tired of calling OHA. They're tired of calling. So what we're doing right now is we're getting some community leaders together. And I spoke with one of them earlier today. We had a really nice conversation. And putting some things, into rotation here, trying to get the wheels rolling on some things. But one of the things my caller is going to do is, if you live in this city of Omaha and you have friends, family members, anybody who lives there or is concerned about somebody who lives there, reach out to us. Email me, thehoodtable@hotmail.com, or comment down below the video. I'm on Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. I'm everywhere. So you can reach out to me on a lot of different platforms, or you can just email me at thehoodtable@hotmail.com. I do have some community leaders that I've spoken to. Again, we're going to be discussing this again coming up soon. But for right now, what we're doing is trying to get community leaders together, concerned citizens together, because this affects our community. Even if you don't live in the towers, like we were saying, if you have family members that live in the towers, a lot of them don't get to leave the towers because it's infested with bed bugs. And if y'all saw the video, if y'all ever seen an infested house or infested apartment, every inch of the place is infested with bed bugs. So it's not like they can leave and come and go as they please, going over their friend's house, going to their family house, going to see their kids, their grandkids. They're kind of shunned. They're kind of shunned and treated as an outcast, not negatively, browbeaten or anything like that. But it's hard to tell somebody, I'm sorry, but I don't have thousands and thousands of dollars if my house get infested with bed bugs. I can't take a chance. It's hard telling people that, but you got to be honest. It's brutal, but you got to be honest. So our guest on the phone is going to be going down to the towers, and she's going to be talking to different residents and asking them to tell exactly what's going on with their home. Community leaders are getting involved. So hopefully we can get this situation rectified. I'm with our guests. I think they should tear the suckers down. Them buildings have been having issues for years. If it ain't bugs, if it ain't mice, if it ain't roaches, it is one thing or another, and it's been going on for years. And as far as the money to take care of that issue, in 2023, it was a budget of $86 million designated It was designated to like 16 million in maintenance expenses for OHA. And a closer look, they said, showed about 200,000 going to HVAC, because you heard they say a lot of them, the heat don't work in their units. And then they said less than 3,000 was dedicated for pest control. So put that together. 86 million. That was our budget in 2023. 16 million went to maintenance for public housing, and less than 3,000 was dedicated for pest control. So do y'all understand that? We have like 10 towers that are infested in one city with 10 to 12 floors, like 8 residents on each floor. Add that up, do the math. And less than $3,000 dedicated for all those towers for pest control. It costs that much to get rid of bed bugs in your own home. It costs like $3 for your own single family home. It costs like $3,000 if you were to have those people come out with those big ass, hot ass fans and heaters. It costs like $3,000 just for one home. That is why the problem never gets rectified. They don't even put the money. They know these people are living here in these horrible, unlivable conditions, but they're only allocating less. They said less. I'm saying 3, but they said less than $3,000. So yes. Oh yes, the news people reported on it, but the news people, they're not like going to do anything. You know, the news people they can report on stuff all day, but they're not going to really do anything. It takes like the community. So that's what we're doing. We're having a call to action for the community. That's what we're doing for our residents and our loved ones who live in those towers. And on that note, you got any last minute words, guests?
Well, even if you don't have family members or anyone in them towers, it would be cool just to, if y'all can decide to write a note or a statement on how y'all feel that it's an impact on people that live like that, and what y'all think that should be done. Just to have y'all opinion, y'all voices to take to the mayor, the city, or whoever we have to go to get this problem situated. It can help. All voices and all letters, all concerns are welcome.
Yeah.
So if y'all have anything that y'all want to write and email it to the hood table, or y'all want to write and send it to the city, the state, or just send it.
Yeah, I'll leave all the information in for the mayor and everything.
Yeah, to send it. Anything to help. You don't have to live in Omaha, Nebraska. Just if you feel for these people and their safety and their concerns and their health conditions, and imagine if it was your grandparents, your auntie, or your own mother, or someone living in this kind of situation. What is it that y'all want them to know? What is it that y'all can tell them that to make them even to know that somebody even outside of the Omaha, Nebraska, cares for what's going on with the people that's in Omaha, Nebraska. So anything helps.
Yeah. And do y'all remember that story? It was about a year ago, that guy who died in the jail, in the prison, and he died from bed bugs. Like, you can literally die from that because the infection can get so bad if it's untreated. And his cell was infested with bed bugs, like infested. Like, they found thousands and thousands and thousands of bites on him when they found his body. And he had been complaining. His family had been complaining. you know, that his cell, that the jail's infested with bed bugs, and they didn't do anything. He would scream and cry out at night, begging them to help him, and they wouldn't do anything. You can die from bed bugs. You get an infection and it's bad enough and it gets through your bloodstream, you can die from bed bugs. So I just want to say that part. And thank you, guests. I'm gonna have them send things to the letters to the hood table email, the hoodtable@hotmail.com. And also I will put information in the comment section and on my community wall and let you guys know. You said you might go Friday or Monday, you said. Start doing that.
It'll be Monday.
Monday, okay. Okay, yeah, our guest is going to start Monday going down there to speak to people at the different towers and signing petition, gets petitions signed and stuff, because this is a state of emergency here, you guys. It's a state of emergency. I mean, just rewind and watch the video if y'all missed it, but it's really serious. It's really serious. And thank you so much to my guests for joining us today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll be talking to you soon, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. Hey, bro. I got my bro on here because I wanted my bro to discuss this with me, and we're not going to be on here much longer, but I want to have my bro discuss this with me because my bro has worked in maintenance. He has worked in hotels. He has worked in apartment buildings. He has he has done it all, and you call him for anything, how to fix anything, how to do anything, you know, he's the guy. He's the guy, and he's been doing this for a long time. So I wanted to get your intake on these type of situations, dealing with this mass. Like, we're from the same city, even though you don't live here anymore. So you know the towers, you know where they are, and you know how many people live there, and you saw the videos. So I just want, you know, your input on, do you think this situation can end up being controlled, or do you think they will have to tear all the towers down? Go ahead. Not you laying in the bed.
Well, I'm going to say this. Y'all know good and damn well that I'll answer the question like this. What's the remedy? What do they do? What do the city or the government or people do when an area becomes too blighted to where there's really no action? What do? They start gentrifying and doing what? Cleaning up and moving people out, right? They've been knowing that them damn towers, from the Crown Tower that my mother stayed in, from rest of her soul, from 1990. Let's see, 90. Well, no, after she had her stroke in 95, 96, 97, till the time that she actually died, which was mid 2007. Anyway, even then, that's Crown Tower over there by Northampton, off of Sorensen Parkway. But the Jackson Towers, the Evans Towers, the Underwood Towers, and that's Dundee. That's old money. So this is why this is mind-boggling. You got the Leavenworth Towers, you had the Woodworth Tower. Look, y'all, the Spring Tower, the ones over south. Look, man, Omaha Housing Authority. I'm not going to even say how much shamed y'all should be, because I don't like city shaming, because that basically indirectly I'm talking about myself, because hell, I couldn't help because I was born. But the point being is just this. Look, man, if I'm not mistaken, I just heard my sister say $50-something million budget, or 80. What'd you say? Is it 50? What the hell did you just say? Did you say 56?
It was, bro. It's $86 million in 2023, last year.
And that's the budget for the housing authority.
That was the funds for the public
and
housing.
Y'all donated $16 million
in maintenance.
Out of 80 subs, so that left y'all with 70 plus 69 to 70 million dollars. But peep this out:
And
16
then
million in maintenance.
200,000 went to HVAC because you know a lot of them don't have heat.
So I got. Let me tell you something, man. There's an old bootleg. I'm gonna name them nameless, but there's an old bootleg hotel that I worked for at one time, and they had over $250,000 worth of PTAG units. And if y'all don't know what a PTAG unit is, that's basically a portable thermal air conditioning cooling system. That's basically the ones that you see in the wall when you go to the hotel. Those are PTAGs. Okay, so. And I'm talking about outdated. So for them to spend only $200,000 out of a $16 million maintenance budget for almost a dozen towers, even then, and OHA is basically mandated. It's a city, or it's a city. It would be considered what you call like a city government entity. So it's still a government entity. It's just not a federal, but it's still a city. So regardless of it, has government duties. Now, they know that on top of that, they can get discounts from places like HD Supply, Grainger, all that. You trying to tell me is that they only spent $3,000, and it costs more than actually $3,000 if you have an infestation of bed bugs. That shit can run you. That shit gets so high to where they got insurance companies that actually have written specific policies for this, because to actually get rid of bed bug like that, imagine somebody that has a flea breakout in their home. Those are just as worse. Bed bugs. I'm gonna tell y'all, before I moved to Texas, I lived on 22nd and Poppleton. There was a lady that had lived over there for over 25 to 28 years. She was like 2 houses down. I believe I was 22, 21, 12. I think she was like 23, 16. Anyway, she was like about 2-3 houses down. This lady had finally moved. Don't y'all know when they pulled up this woman dog on me and started renovating good in her house, them bed bugs said, nah, we're going to skip house number 1 and house number 2. We're going to go where all you niggas at this room in house number 3. Do you not know that everybody, the stuff I did give away, I threw away. Everybody had to wrap what they could in whatever they could to suffocate them. Because in some of those houses, we have oil heaters. So, make a long story short, if those things can migrate like that, mind you, at the beginning of the winter too, in November, if they can migrate like that, imagine what they can do in a tower with elderly people that are disabled. You got these and they love heat. So when you got folks with these bootleg, outdated 30-year-old HVAC, PTAC units, ain't being changed, ain't nobody, it's basically third world conditions. Omaha Housing Authority, y'all should be ashamed of yourself. I'm not going to really be disrespectful because I try to be respectful on my sister's channel. But y'all director, she's just a puppet. She know it. I would be nervous to even want to have that position. She has to play her role. But this shit stinks to high heaven. That means that this goes to who's over. The people that y'all really want to check is those that's over the housing authority. Who's over the housing authority? Is it city council? Is it the mayoral staff? Or is it the city government itself? See, somebody's pockets has then got so fat to where they didn't just basically got it on auto pay. You mean to tell me that y'all got that many people in a tower, in a housing tower? Y'all don't give a damn if these people are sick. Y'all don't give a shit if these people don't have. Imagine if that was y'all aunties or mothers or uncles or cousins or kids or whatever. Would y'all care then? I'm pretty sure y'all would, because y'all would basically handle it. But we already know what time it is. And then a message to the policymakers. Y'all bogus as hell, and y'all gonna pay for that shit too. How dare you tell somebody because there's an infestation at y'all raggedy ass doggone me properties that if they don't accept what it is where they're at, they don't have no option. What if somebody was on a waiting list for 2 years, 3 years?
That's what they told her son. He was on there for over a year, and they said, if you don't want to take this tower where all the bugs and mice and rats and roaches are, then we're going to remove you from the list because that's your only choice. And this person, her son, has a disability. He has been disabled since he was born. He has been disabled since he was born, and he's 19. He finally become a grown adult. He wants to get out on his own from his mama house. And he only gets a check once a month. And that's his only choice. That's his only option.
Because as she did, and this is real talk, because even down here, and I'm in the country, there's even places that folks have been playing low rent for till maybe in the last, before the pre-pandemic came out, but probably up to the last good couple of years, there were people that was actually able to afford their low income. Now, nah. Them same old rundown 30, 40, damn near 50-year-old buildings that they slapping paint on and new doorknobs and charging $500, $600, $700, $800 per room, depending on where you staying at. I mean, that's utter ridiculous for somebody that's on any type of assistance that the government, like I said, somebody's pockets is getting lined. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's the mayor and everybody else. There's a whole lot of people's pockets getting lined up. The city engineers, the developers, the planners. Not only is the OHA staff and executives and managers is getting their salaries and all that, but somebody's pockets is getting lined up. There's a disclosure statement somewhere being signed on upper echelon and managerial position. Somebody's in some people somewhere in every district and neighborhood and zip code that is up under the Omaha Housing Authority. Because I call all y'all out. And Douglas County. I fought them too. Y'all not right, bro. And trust me, y'all gonna pay for that shit. Guaranteed you gonna pay for it. How you gonna pay for it? Let's just say, just keep living, as my grandmother would say. Keep on living and watch exactly what's gonna happen. There's nowhere in the world. Because if it was up to me, because I know that would displace a lot of people, nah, bro. I technically would smoke them shits out. I would live just like that they do, just like I don't really get down on how Abbott does a lot of things. I don't really care for him. But one thing, if y'all notice what he doing, when there's a whole bunch of people that just showing up in the cities down here, what he doing? He throwing their ass on the bus and just wait, we go. I don't know where you gonna go, but you gotta get the hell up out of here. But if I bet you y'all start showing up in droves, and I don't mean just protesting. I ain't just talking about, oh, this is a good feel-good moment. No. I bet y'all start camping out at they shit. I know it's too cold right now, but y'all stay on their neck. But when it start getting warm, imagine how worse it's going to be. Just imagine what it's going to be like when the spring hit. I mean, come on, y'all. Y'all, man, that's beyond an emergency in the air. That's an epidemic. That's a pandemic. Because I know what it's like to have to live with bed bugs, sleep with bed bugs. Like, really? Like, no, for real, like, really. You're embarrassed to go anywhere because, for one, you don't want your friends and family to know, those that have respect. Man, what you going on, man? I'm good. Man, you ain't been by. I'm straight. I'm all right. I'm just handling my business. Why? Because I'm knowing by the time I get control of these damn things, and it's bad to a point to where they are washing their clothes and drying them and they're still contracting more. Come on, y'all. That's a health hazard. And if it was up to me, whoever over the health department, they would get doggone me crucified all the way down because they guilty as hell. They know it. Like I said, somebody and everybody and most people pockets is getting the maintenance. I guaranteed is being told not to do. Because a real repairman and somebody that is actually real deal with that shit, is going to know what to do. They're not going to sit around. They're not going to allow, especially no elders, that they have to be around on a regular and daily, that they seeing, like, this person, my mama, this is my mama's friend, this is my uncle. I know this lady been knowing me for, I mean, like, I can't sit around and that's like me being, I'm not going to, I know. No, and I know I ain't, you know, I can't whoop everybody. I ain't trying to whoop everybody. But I can guarantee you get your ass tag run up on me. So the point is that that's not right, bro. Period. That's not right. It's not right on no level. It ain't nothing divine about it. Right now, everybody in the city, mainly in the north side, even the south side too, because y'all get affected too. I don't give a damn if you look like me, you a little lighter than me. Hell, you might even be what your government might call you poor white trash. And that's just being honest. But if you are living in those zip codes, your tax dollars support them local areas and them parts of the government in the city, I would advise y'all to not just, we shall overcome. No. Y'all gonna overcome. Y'all shut that shit down. Bet you everybody stop paying their part of the rent. What you think Section 8 gonna do when they get that bill? Like, well, hey man, your tenants ain't, the courts ain't big enough to process that many people. What y'all gonna do? Evict and put everybody out on the street? Is that what y'all gonna do? Because Nebraska might also be a state that is not too tenant friendly either, especially down here in Texas. They damn sure ain't tenant friendly. They give you a chance, but that second chance, after that, I don't know what to tell you. And it's pathetic. And as somebody had said in the chat earlier, yeah, this government is trash. Yeah, throw it, burn it all the way down. Reset. When you got people talking about, well, hell, we can't get no worse than the two evils. We had already tried one evil, and everybody talk bad about it, but then we got the lesser of the so-called two evil. He's worse than the doggone evil that we still talk about to this day. So, win, lose, or draw. Bruh, that's not cool, man. Because I'll be damned if I have my life. I don't give a damn what's going on. And that's sad when your family, your peoples can't even go, they're afraid or they're embarrassed to go to a family function. What if that auntie or that elder or somebody ain't seen? What if they got great nieces or great grandkids or kids that they ain't seen in God knows how long? But they not there, embarrassed, or they really can't come to a function, or y'all gotta rent out some damn place just for the family to come because you afraid that one or two persons out the whole family got an infestation worth of daggone bed bugs. Hell, you don't even want to. You rather send an Uber to go get them because you're afraid to put them in your vehicle. Come on, man. Y'all know better than this. Y'all know exactly what the fuck it is. Excuse my friends, but y'all know exactly what it is, and y'all wrong. And that's why shit ain't gonna never come good to you. Whether it's the organization, my thing is that yeah, everybody's just not gonna be able to actually do for themselves like they wish that they could. I'm not talking about those. No, I'm talking about those that actually got the capabilities. Until you bootleg ass slumlords around there, until you old money grubbing ass niggas that's then sold your grandmas and great grannies and uncles and them properties because you're too busy trying to live it up and I'm gonna live out Western 70 said I'm gonna do all this, I'm gonna come up and do all this. Now y'all really seeing how dumb you look. Because now your loved ones are sitting up in here in a fucked up environment. Because they ain't got nowhere to go to where they could have had somewhere to go before you decide to get the little funky ass nigga pennies that was offered. Now the same amount of money that you was offering, the same type of people that offered and bought your shit is moving y'all out the damn areas and moving theirs in the areas and telling you what you can and can't do and making the rent so damn sky high that where they eventually gonna say, well, we don't want that around. Y'all need to tear that down. In fact, how about we just tear that down and use that little land and maybe we can put something over there like something that will cater to us. Nobody thinks of that shit. What are they gonna do? Everybody talk about, well, the displacement. I remember when they started scatter site houses. I remember when Bob Armstrong, I believe that man, I don't think he's around no more, but they talk bad about, oh man, he's trying to do this, he's trying to do that. He was trying to boost folks to get the hell up out of them bullshit ass conditions back then. Because at that time, we already know if you anywhere from outside the I can guarantee you'll know about the old Logan Fontenelle, aka Vietnam, and the old Hilltop, the Tops. Everybody knew, aka Crib City. No matter where you was from around this country, you knew about them town in the South family, the South Side. You knew and understood the assignment. Now the last one that's left
over there, ain't nothing but bloods over there. South
and that's all family. I got kin folks that's from over in from the Tops to the not all that. The point being, Spencer's gone, everything. But if you notice how did they doing, like when they did the Spencers, they knew good and damn well that them scrappers was gonna be coming over there taking all that shit. Why would they leave that up? They didn't leave Vietnam up. They quarantined Vietnam when they was tearing that down. Y'all niggas ain't getting none of that old copper, none of that good old Mediterranean bread bricking on. Y'all ain't getting none of that. We're gonna keep some of that. We're gonna put it downtown. We're gonna refurbish it. Or we're gonna put it over here in the Dundee area. We're gonna put it over here in the Happy Hollow area. We're gonna fix up every damn thing else, but we're gonna neglect. Oh, we know what y'all gonna say. Y'all gonna say, well, it's them white folk. No, look at your city councilmen that represent your district. Who you think is pocketing this money, man? I guarantee you the city engineer for the planners on down and his maintenance staff, them boys is eating good and ain't doing nothing but riding around in the OHA gear, their DHA gear, and all the other gear, bullshit Monday through Friday. And using a third party contractor to do on calls. Slumming it. Yet and still, everything around the city and every damn thing else is advancing rapidly. But my zip code, my side of the city, I can't speak for East or West Omaha or Northwest Omaha. I can only tell you one damn thing. They test my DNA 1,000 years from now, it's going to say North Omaha, born and bred. 68111. They lived in 112, 134, all of them. 112, 110. If you're from North O, you know what it is. The point being is that why is that this situation is going on? You mean to tell me that the city of the Oracle himself has over a dozen towers around the whole city, which I thought that this shit just can't spread, like, oh, it's just because it's the towers, it won't spread. Some of those towers are in historical neighborhoods. Can y'all imagine Gerald R. Ford's birthplace over there off of 32nd in Woodworth off there? Can you imagine an international tourist spot getting bed bug infested?
I need to ask my homegirl, but she's there.
Can y'all imagine that? I'm just being honest. Can you imagine the Spring Tower over south? Can you imagine them infestation? Can you imagine little Italy and little Poland over there, over on the South 13th, the South City, all of you? Can you imagine all them places becoming bed bug infested and some of them? Can you imagine those big mansions up in Bemis Park, the Gold Coast over by Duchesne Academy off of California? Can you imagine that shit becoming bed bug infested because of these towers? Come on, man. Imagine Mutual Omaha becoming bed bug infested. Imagine that. Come on, Omaha, talk to me. You see what ConAgra did? Y'all let them come in and milk the whole city with no Vaseline. Turned around and poisoned the city on the strip on what they was doing. Now they turned it down, tore it down and made it into an amusement tourist attraction, a river. Come on, man. Y'all tore down all them places that could, them old warehouses that could have been converted instead of the condos and like y'all been doing, could have turned them into houses. Come on, man. Let's talk about it. But y'all want to come in and y'all gonna let Creighton got their own damn zip code. But y'all letting them put certain houses and student houses, they over in the hood. I'm talking about some of my partners in them hood. But they developing. But yet and still, y'all only want to spend less than $250,000 for over a dozen towers. A dozen towers, man. for the
And less
man.
than 3,000 on. I
Yeah,
still
excuse
can't
my
believe
head, you know, but
less than
sis,
$3,000 on pest control. That's crazy.
I'm telling you something. Sis, let me tell you something. There's a pest control service down here called ABC. I met a gentleman that he works for him, but actually he has his own pest control company. He ended up buying one. He was working for them. He's been working for them, but he ended up buying out one of their clients. So, and let me tell you what he ran down to me. He said the reason why a lot of these places get away with what they get by and get away with, he said because they basically, it's like a buddy system. Well, hey man, I'll get the contract for you. The only thing I need you to do is the basics. The only time you may need to really step it up is when you get major complaints like we got a major infestation. And then we're going to charge them an arm and a leg to actually treat them and actually get rid of the shit like we supposed to been doing every month, spraying that water, quote unquote. I worked in a place, and I'm gonna make a long story short. I worked in a place down here that had, when I say that they had bed bug, mold, and roaches, and this is a hotel. You know how much that they was charging them to come through and treat this place? And this is the same place that got bed bug, mold, and roaches. I could just say this. If I had the contract, let's just say that in a 5-year period, I most likely could have retired and invested that money. And by the time 5-10 years down the line from that money, I would have been a millionaire with no issue, living off the interest alone. But yeah, real talk. It's like, that's pathetic. Because I've seen units.
I mean, do you think? I mean, child, it's so bad. It's so bad. I feel so sorry for them. I have family. A lot of us in Omaha have family. We have disabled family members, people who's on disability who get a once a month check who live there. A lot of people in Omaha have family in those towers. Do you think that they could save the towers under the conditions that
ain't none of that? The amount of money that a remediation company that's probably would go, unless that this is the, like I said, pin and tail on the donkey scenario. Even if it was a buddy and there was a company that can do it, the amount of money that they're going to have to spend to eradicate almost a dozen towers with over 100 plus doggone be resident. The city's going to say, well, that's cutting into the maintenance budget. What you mean that's cutting into the maintenance budget? It's a $16 million budget. No, that means that there's cutting into other shit. I guarantee you it's going to cost, if not high 6 figures, it's going to definitely cost some low 7 figures to fumigate that many tower buildings. We're talking about from the bottom to the top. We're talking about from the boiler rooms to everything. I mean, the piping, the plumbing, everything to fumigate all. Yeah, it's going to cost them some meals. They're not going to spend that. They rather tear that shit down, give folks a little bit of enough money to be able to relocate them to wherever that will accept them, and go from there. That's just being real. Them towers been up long before we was living. Some of them, most of them. I'll be 50 in September. Make it make sense. Let's talk about it. Make it make sense. I know we ain't trying to be on here long like that, so I'm just saying, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Some of them towers was built in the late 80s. I know the Crown Tower I believe was built in like the early about 81 something. But a lot of them towers been around long. Shit. Come on, man. If they would have never tore down Pleasant View, Them towers would have still been there to this day. And then was the projects. My older brother and them lived in that shit before I was born. And they didn't tear them jokers down to the doggone early mid-90s. Come on, man. Hell no. If you start looking at that's like doing a mold, and like when they do lead abatement and when they be doing removing asbestos. That's not no, because you got to remove everything. Like you got to open up and remove everything. We're talking about, oh my Lord, we're talking about light switch panels, light plug panels. Oh my stars, man. You got to unhook appliances. I mean, everything. You got to open up the vents, the HVAC, everything. And that's each unit. That's going to probably take multiple heating machines, which might take an average of 2 or 3. But you're talking about 100, man, no. Yeah, you're going to spend woo. They might well tear it down and either rebuild it or use that area to put up something like what? If it can't be a tower, if the area is big enough with the parking lot area, you basically can deal what? Maybe like some, what you would call like some townhome, like the ones that they got over there on off of 24th and Patrick to maybe Parker. Kind of like they got them row houses.
24th and Grace over there.
Yeah, like them row houses.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, on those tower properties, that's about the only spaces you could probably put maybe 2 or 3 of those row houses at, where your parking would be basically in front of your units. That's about it. I mean, them is only going to be so what many, but you still, where's everybody else going to go? Most everybody else, you had to put them in an apartment.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's true. I just hate how when I heard what Tiff said about her son needing a place to stay, and they told him basically stay with the bugs, or we take you off the waiting list
and go homeless.
Bugs or no waiting list.
Or go homeless.
She said, but he has a disability. He has asthma alone. The boy was born without a trait. So he has like, you know people who've been born without a trait? So ever since he was born, he's had issues. And now he has
conditions will kill him.
He's been diagnosed as also epileptic. So
no. Them conditions will kill him.
Entire life.
Yeah,
no, it's not right. She said, no, I don't want my son living there. Y'all got to find him something else.
You damn right. She says, no, you fight for that.
How could OHA say that to somebody? How could a disabled person, this is the only option you have. And if it's already infested, he might as well understand everything I bring into my apartment today is going to be infested in no time with bed bugs. That's basically what you're telling a new resident.
And you really look at this. If this type of situation, and this should be for the whole country. And I'm just talking to our people since this is Negro Spiritual Month. But I'm not just talking to our people. I'm talking to anybody that's in the Negro Spiritual Month situation. Look, man, a lot of this is also forcing us to get up off of our doggone asses and figure out something like our grandparents had to make a way. We're going to have to figure out to make a way and stop letting these folks come in here and buy up every damn thing, price everybody out, and forcing folks to be rent. If you're going to rent, I mean, at least make it to where it's affordable. Now they taking old decrepit buildings and making them unaffordable. So imagine a new one. I mean, this is sickening, man. And then leave people in those conditions. That goes to show you where their mentality, like, okay, let's just call a spade a spade. They don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about your whether your son, child, granddaughter, daughter, mother, uncle. They don't care. Let's just face it, facts as that. They don't care. Only thing they care about is the fact that they're getting what you call it, sis, what you call that when you're doing something. You incorporate a business, what they call it, like write-offs and deductions and
write-offs. I think
what you think? How much you think? Okay, if they're giving the city that amount of money for a budget, how much you think the city is making off the interest of those budgets alone, especially when the more that they can keep, the less that they got to give out, the more that they can keep right along with the bid. Imagine getting $16 million for 10 years straight. You see what I'm saying? Imagine being in that money circle, to being able to capitalize off of getting over a $16 million budget. Imagine those that are at the top. That is, imagine what the kickbacks that they're getting for not spending. You get a kickback for not spending. You get less coming back when you spend it. That's the name of the game. These motherfuckers ain't slick. See, the truth needs to be told. Y'all should be shaming yourself. And what's going on in the towers back in them all, this is going on all over the country. Just because I'm in a small town in between big towns, it's going down here too. It's the same shit. They building up around these folks, making their rent go up in the neighborhood that they've been in over 10, 20 plus years when it was still 1-2 lanes going through the city. Now the same folks that did have could barely afford rent. Now you got folks gotta be roomies. They was neighbors for the last 15, 20 years. Now they gotta be roomies. They gotta share each other's medication because they can't afford to get it because they gotta spend they rent and went from whatever they can afford on disability to shit. I gotta use basically my disability check is on auto pay for the rent. I can't even pay my utilities. So I got to get a year stipend or a 6-month or a 3-month stipend to pay my utilities and got to come back and reapply again. And hopefully there's funds available. Come on, man. Been there, done that. These people ain't right. Whether it's Douglas County, Omaha Housing Authority, Brazos County, Brazos Valley Housing Authority, Bexar County, which is San Antonio Housing Authority, Tarrant County, it don't matter what county, man. It's the same bullshit. Imagine what them folk going on down in Houston y'all don't even know about. They tore down a whole section neighborhood, and it's just it became a dump site. But people ain't got no place to go, but they still want to turn around here and take $9.7 billion damn dollars to work on the entrance to downtown and I-45 and make it wider and try to straighten up the spine on what they call it to deal with, but y'all still got housing issues, folks are homeless, neighborhoods is rat, roach, bed bug, mold infested. Man, it's crazy. This shit going around the whole country, sis. Folks living in their storage units. You got the man went viral, they didn't kick him out of the storage, but I believe that he didn't capitalize off what he could. So hopefully the brother did get it, but I'm just saying, it's like that. Even down here. I just delivered, I'm keeping it 500 with y'all. I just delivered it to a young lady this morning. I only did one time. I'm like, everything's getting on my nerve. I'm only doing this one drop early this morning, that's it. Mind you, this young lady, I'm thinking that, because they have these executive rental spaces down here as well. That's everywhere. But yeah, I'm thinking, she ordered some McDonald's, whatever. I'm like, damn, that's kind of weird. Like McDonald's is literally over the hill, like literally less than 0.3 of a mile away from me. I ain't tripping. So go get that. Go to the delivery. You got the blinds, I kind of peep up through the door. I ain't really trying to look because I'm a respectful individual. Young, Caucasian lady, she comes with long shirt, whatever. I ain't worried about all that. But I'm sitting up here, I see the blankets and the pillows and the suitcase. And this is a business rental office. Got the little, fry pan thing over the little lecture. I'm like, and this is where she run her business at too. It's crucial, man. When people start renting out business offices, shared rental space and all that, you know what it is. And for them to do that, that's not right, bro. That's not right at all. But I bet y'all still want them folks to pay their doggone me bills and rent. I bet you OPPD still want these people to pay their fucking damn lights. I bet you they still want them to pay the MUD I bet you Metropolitan still want that gas money, whether it's prorated or not. I bet you Section 8 still better. Well, I bet you better pay that dog on me your portion of the rent. We know that. Come on, man. Nah, bro. If I was the residents of them places, beyond complaining about it, I would raise hell.
So what is OHA saying?
Fuck OHA. That's what they saying.
Oh.
And I speak for any and everybody. Whether you own housing, no matter what housing you in. But in particularly, I know about OHA. Was on that before. Y'all was on that fuckery and foolishness back then. Oh yeah, your rent gonna be real cheap, but your light's gonna be high as hell. We know you're on limited income because you do. Come on, man. Y'all ain't playing with no amateur, bro. I could be 1,000 miles away and still touch out.
Well, can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
With all the maintenance jobs you have and stuff over the years, have you ever seen something so
Not on that level. Not on that level. Not like that. And that's even, like I said, even being experienced with living, had to live with bed bugs before I even moved to Texas. Between 07, yeah, real talk, between not 07, but yeah. Matter of fact, I'll say this to you. And I'll get this. Between the years of 2004 to 2010, I've always had me a spot. Room and house. No matter what. No matter where I stayed, no matter if I had an apartment share with people or not. No. Always, because I ain't got time for that bullshit. Make a long story short. Even those, and I'm talking about off of 39th and Dodge, I lived over there for 22.5 years. Lived on 27th and Poppleton for 1.5 years. And then I lived on 22nd and Poppleton from the summer of 08 till the winter of when I came to Texas in 2010. And let me tell you something. The only one that I've ever had to see bed bugs or any of that. Even roaches. And mind you, rooming houses you might have 10, 15, 20 other people that may stay in this house with only 2, 3 bathrooms. Imagine that. Still never saw no bed bugs or no roaches like on no level like the shit that I'm seeing and then saying. That's ridiculous. I done worked on multi-million-dollar places. I'm talking about hotels and even run down ragged ass like, damn, is these buildings still even allowed to even stand? There's even some buildings I lived out, they ain't even had this bed bug problems like that. And I'm talking about buildings that are old. I'm talking about these niggas still operating off of the glass. You remember, sis? Oh my Lord. The circuit breakers. Remember how the one go out and they had to change the bulb? And they be hot. Yeah, those. I mean, I have ran into buildings that in places in the homes that still had those. They were still operating off the old low voltage. I'm talking about they can't even have too many lights on in the house without every damn thing being dim. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you better not run the hot water and try to cook at the same time. You're gonna be in the dark. Point being is this: I've never in my life seen nothing like that at all. On no matter what, whether it's a new building, an old building, the hood, even the shelter. Hell, now I done seen a ton of roaches when we was in the shelter at Haven for Hope down in San Antonio. Yeah, but that's because it's downtown on the main sewer line. Yeah, so there's besides just people and their activities. Yes, and it was built on there's some roaches, but bed bugs, they were around, but they were more contained. They might have been in a wing that might have been. It wasn't people that were disabled. The disabled people they had first that they kept theirs because they had to just deal with the roach, water bug, roach, whatever. But bed bugs, nah. And when I say that was a third world living situation down there, I've never even seen a bed bug epidemic like what I'm hearing and seeing back home. Them is towers, them is brick. They loving it. They loving it. That's a health emergency. That's not we're gonna fix the HVAC. You funky ass motherfucker. That's the first thing you got to say is that we're gonna fix the check on the heating. Did you not just hear, lady, and see what is going on? Did you not just see that this man is telling you, he's showing you these big ass lumps? Oh, I used to hate that waking up. I'd be like, what the hell? And I knew I was containing one because the bites start going down. Then every blue moon I might get one maybe on my arm or, other than that, no, it's just because I knew what to do. Got me some real thick ass some 2-3 milliliter go. That's when I was dealing with the mold removal, the lead abatement. We was going around digging up the yards and replacing them with sod and digging out the windows and replacing them. Lead abatement. Getting them what they call 3 millis on up. 3 mil. They were thick plastic garbage. Wrapped all my furniture, everything where I was staying at. Wrapped. And at time from time, when I take them all the way up, seal them tight, you can from time to time you can see the bed bugs that they did, or they couldn't get out. They just suffocate. So it's like I can only imagine the fact that I'm going to wash my clothes, get my ass munched on, take the clothes that I've had to wear from getting munched on, go wash them, and they claim, but by the time that they get dry, I got bed bugs in them, dead and alive. No. Hell no. Nope. Would not now other bill be paid? I guess I would just be going to camp out down there to Section 8 offices, whatever. I don't give a damn. If y'all ain't living like this, I'm not gonna live like this neither. You can't. What's the court's gonna do? Y'all gonna evict a dozen 10-story tower residents in the whole city? What y'all? Everybody in the city that live in the towers, y'all gonna evict them? The fuck out of here. Be a public hanging.
Yeah, if they all showed up at the public house in the door, camping outside, boy.
Yes, I'm trying to tell you, they can't. They can't take it. They can't put everybody in Douglas County jail. What you gonna do? You gonna take you're trespassing. How am I trespassing? Well, the city ordinance. Fuck the city ordinance. Do you understand what we're living in? The conditions that we're living in. But I bet you if we all just start camping outside. Instead of just, and then what people go, then the neighbors going to complain, all of the residents and people are camping outside and we don't know well, they ain't no trash out. Are they destroying the area? No, it's still clean, but it's just the fact we're worried. Why are you so worried all of a sudden? But don't they have nice warm places? Apparently the nice warm places also have an epidemic called bed bugs. Once you take your punk ass up in there and go and walk around, and guarantee you by the time you walk around, let alone got to live over in here, you're going to take some bed bugs home to your home. So how would you feel about that? Oh, well, ain't no nothing. While your city and your tax dollars, ladies, is going towards the same doggone people that sit around here saying that, well, this is the only part of the budget, the maintenance budget, pest control. Oh, so you mean to tell me that you spend more for some outdated PTAC hotel units for HVAC, air conditioning, heating, and cooling, than you would to treat pests, bugs, where folks got rats eating roaches and roaches eating bed bugs and bed bugs eating on meat? No, the devil is a lie. That's not going to happen. Not on my watch, not on nobody else's watch. So yeah, it needs to be all hell need to be breaking loose. For those of y'all that's listening to this right now, that's just, by the time that sister go and start making that petition, it should already be some feathers already ruffled. To you bootleg niggas that's supposed to be on city council, I don't know who the hell y'all is, or who the hell y'all got on this city council, or whatever the districts, or whatever the hell. But y'all, I will be, man.
Does Nebraska not have a tenants union?
Anyway, I'm trying to told you. I would be on their ass. I would be text messaging. I would be Instagramming, Twitter X's, Facebooking, Snapchatting, all that. If you are a so-called city, I don't care if you are a council member, city district, neighborhood watch, the local church leader board. Y'all got all these old, want to have all these old meetings, and let's go and have lunch and brunch, and let's meet. No, meet your monkey ass down there and go over there and go take care of this doggone business. Because I can guarantee you, if enough of these other people get involved and their loved ones is stepping up in them towers, I'll bet you they'll light a fire up under them feathers real quick. And then y'all just want to kill them. Well, Mr. Child is in there. Chad, I'm glad somebody said something. Well, we've been sitting around here banging on the door all this damn time. But then when Mr. Childish nephew go over there and get the raising hell because they got one of them old crooked ass law firms on y'all ass, then it's, oh, well, we better get this together. No, it should have been together. Somebody would be getting some ass, it'd be some ass whoopings. I'm sorry. Somebody got to take an L for that. Somebody got to catch a fade. Whether it's the executive director, catch her ass on lunch break, go tune her up, drag her ass, do something. Or whether it's the city planner, catch his ass, go slap the soup out of his ass. When he going down there across the street with the judges over there to the Omaha Press Club and eating his $50 filet mignons and baseball cut steaks and yeah, go on with all that bullshit, bro. Nah, don't play with me. I'm not that dude to play with. I'll call all y'all asses out, retired and all. Or go on over there with y'all doggone me conniving ass mayor with her long dick sucking ass and got her husband and then killed his damn self in a minute. Anyway, and y'all talking about, oh, well, this is the great, you talking about the heartland? The fuck? And you got one of the world's greatest sports champions ever, born and bred. I wouldn't be surprised if some of his kin folks and relatives is affected by this. He's one man though. He can't do it all. Let's talk about it. He can't do it all. But we got all these dignitaries and shit. We got all these old church leaders and shit. We got all these goddamn community fucking events. And we got all these doggone me organizations. But y'all let some shit like that happen? Come on, bruh. Who's slipping the ball? Who doing what? Because make no damn sense. Bro. I was like, my bad, sis. All
right, but that was saying it's time to shut down.
Yeah, you're right. Because when them glitches come,
I understand the emotion about that. I don't really want to turn it into no.
Well, I got you, but that's sad, man.
But I understand the emotion behind it because I literally have family who lives down there, and I have, it's really sad. It's disgusting. It's unlivable conditions. It's alarming. You can't even put the words together what these people are going through down there, and not just those towers. We got 8 to 10 towers throughout the city, and they all have the same conditions. And I think you're on mute, bro. But yeah, let's wrap this up real quick.
Well, I was agreeing with you. You right.
Last minute words in and stuff.
Yeah, my bad. I wasn't trying to get, but that's because I've been through that similar scenario, but now it's on an epidemic. That's on an epidemic level.
Sure. Yeah, it's an epidemic for sure.
That ain't cool, bro. That's not cool at all. That's not cool at all. So yeah, not my native. It ain't just my native North Omaha. So I'm talking about if you from Omaha, period, then you should stand up and be, but not just vocal, but do something about it. If you're a contractor, pitch in. If you know that you can do something you can do, I don't give a damn if you're a moving service, pest, so something. Because most of the people that's in them towers don't really have nowhere. Where they gonna go? Where y'all gonna put them? Y'all gonna put them down there at the DoubleTree? I don't think so. Y'all got the College World Series coming up. Yeah, imagine that. Come on, y'all. That's my last word. So you already know. Anyway. His home is still home. I might be down south, but home is where the heart is.
Yes.
And I've always got to be anywhere I walk is 402. I don't care if I'm down to 979 or not.
Home, bro. I feel you because every time I go anywhere, I go just to get back home and get back into the
I love to come. Yeah, I love to come home from time to time.
watch your own TV, and it ain't no place like home. And I know you've been gone for a minute, but I know you still you have a soft spot to our roots. I know this. I know.
Hell yeah, I'll come back home every blue moon, just as even if they want to get on my, even after a couple of days, like, okay, I'm about to go back home. I'm tired. I don't feel like dealing with all it. It is what it is. But yeah, nevertheless, me, and on that note.
And on that note, again, I'm going to leave my email. It's thehoodtable@hotmail.com. But I'm going to leave my email in the comment section because those of you who are watching who might, again, be living there or might know someone who lives there, please send me an email. Explain what's going on with your loved one. Because the guest that was just on my show is going to be starting a petition and going down there to speak to the residents in the towers. And also, like I said, I spoke to a public figure here. One of our, I don't want to say their name right now, but one of our political community leaders here. I talked to him right before, maybe an hour before the show today. And we was talking about it, and it's really affecting us. It's affecting him because he has family that lives there. As a political leader, he has family who lives in the towers. I have family who lives in the towers. A lot of us, again, have people. That's like in any city. A lot of people have family members who live in the projects. A lot of people have family members who might be on Section 8. A lot of people, it's like it affects like the community. And again, when you're dealing with a bed bug infestation in over 10 towers in your city, and mind you, again, if it's like, let's just say, I'm going to just say at the minimum, I'm going to say 10 floors at the minimum, 8 residents on each floor. That's 108, right? 10 floors. Hold on. 10 floors times 8 residents. Is that 108? I think that's 108. And then you take that times 10 towers.
Well, I think it's all together. No, that sounds like you said eight units per floor.
Yep.
And that's you figure that's 10 floors. So let's see. Yeah, that's 80 units. So that's about 80 units.
Yeah, about 10 floors times 8. And this is at the minimum because I really think it's 12 floors. But I'm just saying at the minimum, 10 floors times 8, that's about 80 units. Take that by, what we got, like 10 towers around here in the whole city?
Yeah, that's about 10 to 12. That's a ballpark figure between 8 and 12,000 people.
That's about 800 to 1,200 people.
No, that's more than that.
Keep in mind, if these people are all going to the grocery stores, going to the doctor's office, going to a friend's house, going to the movie theater, that's a lot of people in this city going all around, and they're living in an infestation like that. Like the shit could literally, we could have a really city pandemic going on here, like seriously.
That's like 800 to 12. Yeah, that's like about 800 to 1,200 people. Yeah, about 1,500. But still, that's more than enough because they got family members and people that
exactly like my friend just said on the phone. When she goes down there to visit her relatives, she makes them meet her outside. Like, can you imagine that? Somebody say, "I ain't coming to your shit. Meet me on the corner." You know what I'm saying? Like I would. It's just it's hurtful that you got to treat people like that. But you know what? Diana said, "I am from Omaha in every state U.S. What's up, DC?" And that's what people were saying in the chat, bro. They were saying stuff like, "Let me go back and read some of the you can contact the White House, but that would be a bureaucratic nightmare, unfortunately." Yeah, because somebody said, "Could you contact the U.S. Housing in Washington, D.C.?"
All they can do is just complain.
Do you think that would help? I mean, me personally, I really think even if we did contact somebody in D.C., I would contact them to let them know these towers need to be torn down and all these people need to be giving a voucher and some checks to find new housing elsewhere. Because right now it's to the point where we don't even want y'all going in there. There's no way y'all can get rid of all those bed bugs in every tower. There's no way.
No, you won't. Period. I don't care. After so much, You talking about each unit, if they want to start breaking it down, where they talking about they want to be like a count, you're talking about tens of thousands of bed bugs per unit. No, ain't nobody got time to be fighting almost 80,000 to 100,000 bed bugs per floor. What the hell we look like? I wouldn't even take that contract. I wouldn't even take that contract.
That's a lot of bed bugs per floor, and that's why I think they should tear them all down. And the thing about it is, it's crazy because not only it sounds like I could be wrong, but it sounds like a conspiracy to me, because how is all these towers bed bug infested and you're spending less than $3,000 on all the towers in a year, less than $3,000 on all the towers in a year to get rid of bed bugs. And on top of that,
I'll spend that more than that on just
the reason why I think they're doing that, the reason why I think they're doing what they're doing, these towers should be torn down. But if they tear them down, you know how much money they have to cough up for all those people to find a new place? You know how much money that would be to house 800 to 1,200 people? They don't want that to come out of their pockets, 800 to 1,200 people to find new housing. That's a lot of money. So, of course, they're going to keep these people and these residents dealing with these unlivable conditions with less than $3,000 to combat rodents and pests. Less than $3,000. I just want to leave it off right there. Less than $3,000 for 800 to 1,200 people. 800 to 1,200 people, less than $3,000 for pest control, and their $86 million budget. That's just ridiculous. Thank you, Diana. Diana from Brooklyn said financial statements and audits, because there's no reason, if y'all been knowing these towers have been infested for years, we can go back 10, 15 years. And less than $3,000, not per tower, but for all the towers.
$86 million, man. Shoot, I know.
$86 million. I think if they take $1 million, they can rehouse all those people.
I know a couple
and tear the towers down. Maybe build some condos there. Put something else up. And house all the people, house all the residents. That's what I think. But anyway, y'all, thank you for those who tuning in. I hope a lot of local people will catch this video, and I'm going to be posting it on Facebook, on my social medias for all my local peeps. But for the people who aren't even living here, thank you for tuning in too, because this can happen anywhere. I have heard of this happen all across the world.
That's ridiculous.
Matter of fact, in Vegas, they had a bed bug outbreak last year in Vegas.
Everybody going to the Super Bowl. At
the damn hotels, those expensive hotels.
Yes. Ain't they still
They had a bed bug infestation in Vegas last year. So it can happen anywhere. You don't have to be nasty for a bed bug to hitchhike on you or your luggage and come to your home. And next thing you know, you can have an infestation. So back in the day, the only thing I knew about bed bugs back in the day was good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. I didn't even know what a bed bug looked like. I didn't know. If I could have seen one and just thought it was I don't know, just an ant or I didn't know. I probably just smash it and move on. But
now you know.
That's all I knew about bed bugs back in the day was that song. And it used to be a funny song. I never thought that bed bugs was really something serious that can cause. Do y'all realize that bed bugs cause PTSD? Do y'all realize that bed bugs cause PTSD? Just imagine you sleeping every night and you can't even fall asleep good because you scared that as soon as you fall asleep, you're gonna be eaten alive by bed bugs.
You wake up, you got lumps and shit all around your neck.
You wake up and you find all these sores and all this blood on your mattresses and your sheets, and you just be like, "Damn, man, how many bed bugs was eating on me last night?"
I've been there, bro.
I'm serious. This causes PTSD. It really does. It really does, because some people, I have heard stories of people who have dealt with bed bugs. They can't sleep. They stay up all night. They go to work the next morning. Gotta take all kind of shit to keep them awake because they scared if they go to sleep. And then they come home and they be like, "Oh my god, is the bed bug spread? Oh my god!" And then it costs so much money to. You can't just buy a can of Raid or buy a Raid bomb or something like that. You really gotta hire professionals to get rid of bed bugs. And and if you don't have the money, you're screwed.
Just
Matter of
ask
fact,
God.
let me tell you this story real quick, then I'm gonna shut up and we're gonna end this. I know somebody who had sold their house and they moved into a house. You know, they kids was grown, you know, they became single. They sold their house that they lived in for years, and they was like, I just want to move into a house, you know, whatever. So they moved into a house, and I swear to you, they moved into this house. They had the U-Haul. They moved all their furniture in, all their clothes. They put their bed up, because most people, when you move in a new place, one of the first things you do is set the TV up, set the internet up, and set at least a bed up, right? So
Oh,
they set their bed up. You know how it is moving. You've been moving for days. And finally, you lay down in your nice, comfortable bed, and you just want to pass the hell out after moving. And not even a couple of hours later, they start getting bitten.
mhm.
In a house they literally just moved in the same day. They started getting bitten. They woke up, turn on the lights, and they saw bed bugs all around their bed, on the walls, on the floors. Because one thing you got to understand about bed bugs, they hide
They
in the
move
daytime. They hide in the walls. They hide in the crevices of your doors, the
everywhere.
paneling, the floor, the
Your
cloth,
bags.
and
I
the
done got
rug.
bit by a bed
They
bug.
hide behind mirrors. They
My bad.
hide. And at nighttime, they
Come
smell
how
you.
much?
And I
Come
know
on.
somebody who once said, I had bed bugs and I was trying to get rid of them. And one night I said, I ain't sleep in my bed. I'm going to go sleep in the living room because they was in the bedroom. By morning, they were bit up. And you know why? Because bed bugs, they are attracted to your, what is it called, bro? Your oxygen, your,
carbon monoxide. They like mosquito. They
carbon
like the
monoxide.
mosquitoes.
They're attracted to carbon monoxide.
Yeah, they like mosquitoes of the bug world.
Thank you. Your carbon monoxide. That's what they're attracted to, the carbon monoxide. So wherever you are breathing, they can sense where you are and they will follow you.
And
So
only the female ones bite.
they thought they was being smart. Oh, I'm gonna sleep in the living room and I'm gonna sleep on the couch tonight. Man, the bed bugs took over the couch.
Yeah.
Because they're
Female bed
attracted
bugs are
to
the
your
ones that
carbon
bite.
monoxide. So that's why bed bugs are so hard to get rid of, because they're attracted to your carbon monoxide. Look it up. Look it up if you don't believe me. Look it up if you don't believe me.
My
But
kids were told.
so this person moved into this house. And I'm gonna move you real quick, bro. This person moved into this house. They didn't know it had bed bugs. The landlord didn't tell them it had bed bugs. And they woke up in the middle of the night, the first night there, and they had bed bugs all over their bed. So immediately they got up, they packed some clothes for an overnight stay, and went to a hotel. They called the landlord and told the landlord, we literally just moved in your home. And when we laid down to go to sleep, it was bed bugs. The landlord tried to say, oh, well, you must have brought them there. And the new renter was like, oh, no, we didn't. We ain't got no bed bugs. We didn't have no bed bugs. We didn't get any till we laid down for sleep in your house. So what happened was they ended up staying at the hotel. The landlord had to pay for their hotel. They was in a hotel for a long time, weeks, until the landlord was able to hire a company to get rid of all the bed bugs. So again, I say, you do not have to be nasty to get a bed bug. Okay? All right. And on that note, everybody, again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sharing the video. Please like and share the video if you haven't already. Thanks for subscribing to the Hood Table. Again, if you want to reach out to me, because there are going to be some community leaders and the guest that was on our show tonight that is going to be diving into this issue, thehoodtable@hotmail.com. Please send me your emails if you have family members who live there, or if you're just a concerned citizen and you want to know how you can help. Please and thank you very much. And on that note, you guys, stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember to keep it hood.
And don't forget to brush them teeth.
Don't forget to brush your teeth.
No.
All right, you guys.
All right, so later for now.
All right,
Later for
later.
now.